Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Ultimate X-Men, issue number one. It's a pretty good book. Let's get talk about who made this comic book. We'll go on from there. Peach Momoko is the writer and the artist. After that, we got script adaptation by Zach Davidson and letterer VC's Travis Lanham. Cover artist also Peach Momoko. It's pretty perfect in that regard. A bunch of variant cover artists, couple you'll know, couple I've never heard of before. Betsy Cola, is that a real person? Got to see what that cover looks like. Anyway, X Men, of course, were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Peach Momoko, man, she did this one X Men adventure. I forget what it was called, but it was supposed to go like 3 issues. I think it wound up going longer, something. It was a beautiful book, I have to acknowledge. Absolutely gorgeous book. And it was written in manga style, which of course is going to get a whole bunch of people really excited. I think I may have said something to that effect also. As long as you can get more people reading comic books, do it. I like just go. But it was an alternate storyline that didn't have anything to do with the main storyline. Meanwhile, there were characters I already knew, so the whole thing was just going to be weird for me to begin with. So I didn't particularly get interested in it, but I do believe, if I recall, I'm acknowledged this is a great idea to turn the X Men into manga characters to get more people reading comics in the manga tradition. That's exactly what this is. Now, what's the difference between this and that, right? The previous work she did to this work. Well, this is actually apparently a part of the main storyline. Of course, it's an offshoot, but when you think about it, everything is an offshoot. Everything is going to go back to normal at some point or another, and I'm cool with it. I would love to see something that Peach Momoko does on her own also, because she has firmly established herself in my mind as an amazing writer and an amazing artist. Yes, in that manga style, which I would absolutely love to see more of. There was so much in here that was familiar to me because being a martial artist, I have always been into the Japanese culture. Um, Traditional, karate, karateka martial artists, because there's also the Korean and the Chinese, which I don't know that they would necessarily get into it the same way. But my styles have, for the most part, always been the Japanese styles. This this was a beautiful story. It focused around armor, Hisako, and I don't think she understands that she has these mutant powers. But again, with these crazy traditions over in the Japanese culture, this idea that if you take the second button from the top, of course, right? The second button from your uniform and you give it to someone, this is the button that is closest to the heart. It explains at the end of this comic book. I wouldn't have known this otherwise. This is what boys will give to girls in order to show that I have a crush on you. That is so freaking cute. You know what I'm saying? Better than our traditions where you come walking up, be like, "Yo, what's up? What's up with you? Yo, you want to smash or what?" You know, like I mean, look. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there. I think in that particular regard, that particular Japanese culture may be better than our culture over here in that aspect. All right, just saying. Oh yeah, Sunday, day of rest. Kids are not resting. They're going nuts. Playing Friday the 13th, the video game, by the way. This has nothing to do with Friday the 13th. Now, this, in its own right, has me kind of attached. I have always loved the character of Armor ever since I first saw her. I don't have her first appearance, but I should probably get it because I've always been attached to this character. Just beautiful in every way. And obviously they're going with the idea that she could form this giant creature that she at one point she was able to change the size of the creature, which I thought was fantastic also. But beautiful character to be working with. Some boy who gave her his second button. She she wasn't listening to this boy trying to explain things. He was being bullied. I thought maybe by other kids. on a basketball team or something like that. Turns out it was by the coach. The coach was bullying him somehow. Maybe he was just being bullied from so many angles. He didn't know what to do. And she said, just, and it doesn't matter what she says afterwards. She actually said, like, just confront it or something like that. Just say something. But she said, just. So many problems in our lives. Depending on how it's confronted, when someone says, just, it means you've never experienced this. You have no idea, right? Unless you could sit down and say, okay, talk to me. And then you say, just do this, because maybe to you the answer is obvious. But if you don't listen to the story that this person is trying to convey to you, just means just leave me alone. All right, just figure it out on your own. And if that's actually what Hisako did, that's kind of messed up. Just saying on that also. But I will say that the way that this is happening, this sort of guilty conscience, this shadow that exists someplace, this curse that seems to be on her now, guys, I have no idea how this relates, honestly, to the whole Ultimate Universe and what the maker is doing and whatnot. But this is a picture of me, right here, not caring. I hope this never has anything to do with this Ultimate Universe thing. Like, I literally want this to be the ultimate X-Men, or just X-Men manga. I mean, unless Peach has this incredible idea to tie it back to everything, okay, fine. I guess I would trust to see it there. But this completely alternate universe where we're just focusing on Hisako, I feel like I should go back and read those old X-Men comic books that Peach did before, and just like really, because they were fun, but they were also as Psylocke and Wolverine not quite knowing who they were and being distorted and all these things. It didn't really appeal to me to continue with the whole story. I thought, great idea, been done before, but still great idea. I love the Japanese twist on it, especially using those two characters. Only makes sense. Now Peach is doing it again, and she's using a different Japanese character to make this story. Man, these kids, how are they having that much fun killing people? I might have to bring these kids to a psychologist. Anyway, I think like this is such a fun story, and I'm gonna make this suggestion to Marvel: give Peach a different job. Let her continue this. If she's making money doing this, give her all the time and everything that she needs to do with this. But I would have rather seen this in a manga. I would have rather the Marvel Comics go and advertise this as this is going to be a manga that you're going to see in your local bookstore and whatnot. Pre-order at your comic book store if you want. Here's the cutoff date and everything. But this is going to be a manga. I'd have been okay seeing it in black and white, where the standard is typically the first 10 pages are in color, right? I'd have been okay seeing this in black and white. I would be okay, whatever you want. But at the same time, it's Peach, and she does beautiful color work. So I don't think there's any rule that a manga has to be in black and white, right? So however she wants to do it, I would love to sit down and read a Peach Momoko manga, specifically using this character of all the characters. But any one particular thing that she wants to do, that she's got a great idea for, I think that would simply be amazing. And maybe this is that bridge to close the gap between the comics and the manga world. This is a brilliant and beautiful comic book so far. Of course, it's got all the angst and the crazy, oh my God, overload of emotions. They're all going overboard. That is key to manga. This thing is going to suck the youth right into this, right? The youth into reading this sort of thing. But I'm into it also. And I absolutely love this. Guys, if there's one comic book that you're going to buy this week, I would recommend you give this a shot. I would recommend that you make this that comic book that you grab, because if you wanted to get into manga, or God forbid if you're already into manga, I think that this is going to appeal to you in a big way. I just don't get into manga on average, but I would absolutely read the hell out of a little, what is that, 6x9? A little 6x9 book, the size of my books that I'm making for my Dungeons and Dragons stuff. It's about the same size. Those are usually a little bit thicker. There's only 126 pages. Go check out the Kickstarter for this. Just get on the list so that I can actually make some sort of a mailing list or another in order to get people to see the future stuff that I'm going to be making. Yeah, anyway, great book, guys. Fantastic. I can't recommend this enough. Go ahead and like this video, watch an ad, and I'll talk to you later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.